all you get catch too. Who would have believed them too? Would I sit with Panday and give away Tobago Easter Monday? How the hell they could sit on the wrong table and then look for the best for their own Tobago people? But all you cannot quarrel, all you cannot fret. That's where you ask for, that is where you get. We still love Shadow Nelson and Calypso Rose. The world know we honestly recognize those. Dwight Young, a great footballer with Aston Villa. We always show love and respect to that fella. But all you smile when Robbie married to Panday. I hope all you understand where Sat Marat say. If he daughter marry a black man, he drop she flat. Tobago, you look for that. Remember slavery on the plantation? Massa used to use a black man to beat black man. So when I hear 17, I got a pain. I say, oh God, black man go beat black man again. Cause black man give black man soup, but black man will harm. Black man intention is to pressure his own black man. He give them soup, they say he treat them like an outcast. So no black man take smoke, hey.
No, it's time. Whoa. You come to me now. I don't want to hear nothing. All you go so and leave me alone, man. I don't want to hear all you. Boy, I don't want.
To write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just place them politicians? But when I hear Panday get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for geeky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years, me crooks and panther was busting, we live a string. When I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved to me stick breaking black man air. We don't hear, so don't expect me to jam your prime minister. No, don't tell me I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever. No, don't tell me, cause you hate do it once but you did it twice. Elections fun is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Kana sent she to a school inside the Bitam, and when she bring home the baby father, the man is a tyrant just like Panday. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve. You get a government you deserve. So complain to me now, boy, you got some nerve. You get a government you deserve. In the day, see that line that hidden day. My best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid, but when I see Keith and Daphne on TV. Deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing this song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Sat Maharaj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that man in should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised. Because I've come to one conclusion, to the black man is his own demise. He ain't wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC. Don't tell me. Because I sure some of you vote for UNC. I said no, don't tell me. Don't tell me that they cancel the URP.
Good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidgey Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada.
They ain't keeping none. And civil servants can't get it back pay. Plus yourself can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get a government to resolve.
To resort to protest now, you got some nerve. You get a government to resolve. Ding ding ding.
Yes, indeed, eh?
Ding 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 ding. And you got to live with it for the next 5 years.
Folks, it is our Thursday night talk, our penultimate program for the week.
It's from the public I get my lyrics. You just give me inspiration. You just give.
And of course, we say a special good night to those of you listening via 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade, and entire We Noise Radio squad. Those of you listening via the app. Those of you listening via the Talking Points website. And of course, those of you listening via YouTube and Facebook. Remember to like and share. Like and share the program. Yeah, like it like that. And then we sharing it too. Yeah, share it to my news feed. Yeah, sharing it to my news feed, man. Let people go there and watch the thing. Right? Yeah, so share. And yeah, you have to like and share. So those of you listening and viewing on Facebook, remember to like and share. Like and share. Yeah, like and share. Make sure you do that now. And then encourage later on. I know it's have a squad day, Sunny Island. And yeah, all of you that's day telling people make sure and like and share and so. So sometimes I don't have to say it because it has some of you within the chat itself does be day making sure that it get done, eh?
Have a brand new beamer. I need delay the process till he turn a minister. And you're here, he get
so good night to all of you on the Facebook.
from the mission.
And then good night to you all on the YouTube, eh?
Stop me and ask me to confirm.
Remember, if you're not yet subscribed to the program, you need to do that.
Try to reserve.
You get a government to resolve.
Ask man in how much money he left reserve. You get
Good night to you, Zayla. Good night, Zoe. Good night, Zalia. Good night, Neela and Namara.
ding 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 ding.
See me, I saying Zalia. Xavier, good night. Right, Adejan, right, good night.
Who get caught up in the lagoon? But a fish always rotten from the head is Robbie.
Xavier, right, nice.
Now when they get the taste of power, he feel that he's indispensable.
So now little Adejan, okay, nice.
He hate me for life, so they introduced clause 7. I didn't believe Kaisonians could be bought easily. I would
Folks, we're going to open the phone lines. Yes, we're going to open the phone lines. We're doing it like that tonight too. Yes, I've got things to play and things to say, but we're opening the phone lines here. When I see the numbers reach the way I want the numbers to reach, then we're going to start to play. Remember tonight, yeah, I ain't expect to hear my good friend Nimrod Olivier on with me tonight because I know he's having his meeting up in Willis tonight. So that meeting is taking place at the Willis Community Center tonight. You know, let me get the Grenada version of that song. Yeah, let me get the Grenada version of that song. Evelyn Alexander.
So much people come.
Good night to you, bro.
About the government. I wonder
Mount Zion Studio. Good night to you, bro.
where they spent. They come in and complain to me, which I find strange, because the election victory, majority voted for change. So then I start to wonder, what is some of them seen? Why complain to this fella when they know?
Good night to you, Shemi.
It seems like
Joyce down there in Trinidad. Good night to you, my dear.
why, or something pricking the conscience. They just cannot satisfy. Don't blame me, don't complain to me.
Mr. Lee Felix, that's what we telling them. We telling them that one, yeah.
You wanted to see. Oh, don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain to me? Change you wanted to see.
Thomas, Mavis, Roy, and Ermelin. That's what we telling them.
You was in opposition. You want
Mr. and Mrs. Cruikshank.
I really thought you had a plan. You appeal to them old people, push promise in the head. If they only vote for you, pension will be 400.
Well, 600 this time.
But seniors they turn out to give you their support. Right now some of them hand to mouth because you lock the throat. $50 you increase, that's not what you promise. And if they have children overseas, you remove the name from the list. Don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain?
Yes, folks, I'm looking at it. I ain't see the numbers I'm looking for right now to start it, you know. We have to start the thing.
To me.
But as I said, in the interim, the phone lines are open 4407377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside.
Don't blame me, don't complain to me. You looked at our youth program, you said it was not working. If they only give you a chance, you'll do some improving. You went out to them Imani and make them understand. If they vote for NDC, you giving them a grand. Now you from the government, you bring youth empowerment. All who were getting 700 right now, they're getting a cent. 7 months now they gone home, you leaving them to roam. It seems like the grand you promised them is grandchildren they bringing home. Don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain to me? Change you wanted to see. Oh, don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain to me?
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah. Nah, I don't mind. Complain to me. I don't mind. Come, tell me. Right? Yeah, tell me.
Threatening me.
And first one tonight, I got a call today, and it is something that I've heard. I don't usually come if I get one call in relation to an issue and speak about something, but if I've heard it from more than one person, and there has been a problem from several people in receiving their payments up at the registry. Yeah, the High Court, the court registry, and so receiving their payments. In fact, in one instance, an individual told me that they have been trying to get their payments now for about 3 or 4 months, which would mean basically the entire year into late last year. They've been trying to get their payments, and there's some talk of nobody to sign the checks. And that, in other words, if there's a court judgment in your favor and you have to receive your payments, that some people are saying that, I don't know if anybody's getting at all, but from those I spoke to, they have not been able to get their payments out from the courts. So the people may have paid into the court, but for the person who won the case to get their payment, they haven't been able to get it. And we know that the magistrates' courts will not be open tomorrow. Yes, so just in case any of you wanted to go up to the magistrate, no, they're not open tomorrow. Not even the sections where they collect money and those sort of things. They're not open tomorrow. In fact, a release was sent out to that effect about a week ago. And I think it was sent out again today. So let me just read that quickly for you. The Magistracy Department informs the public that all court offices throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada will be closed on Friday, March 22nd, 2024 to facilitate a staff retreat. This includes all cash-related services. The department sincerely apologizes for any inconvenience this closure may cause. Regular business hours resume on Monday, March 25th, 2024 at 8 a.m. All right? So, if you have payments and so to make or to collect, you can't go tomorrow to the courts. Yeah, they're not. When I say courts, I ain't talking about courts with furniture, I'm talking about the one, the courts where there's a case and thing, right? Yeah, right, right? So they are closed tomorrow, but outside of them being closed tomorrow, there are complaints that people have been waiting for a long time. And one of the excuses they're getting is that the check is prepared, but there's nobody to sign the check and that sort of thing. So whoever sort it out, because you have people that are in need of the funds. That's the reason they go to court in the first place, They are in need of the funds and they have not been able to get those funds. So please try and sort it out on behalf of those people, yeah? Nice.
Don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain to me? Change you wanted to see. Oh, don't blame me, don't complain to me. Why complain to me? Change you wanted to see. Don't blame me.
Also, oh goodness. Let me claim a throat on that one. So tomorrow, folks, they will be giving out the houses in, I nearly say La Colombia. They'll be giving out the houses in Corinth. So the houses in Corinth, they will be given out tomorrow. Well, let me be very careful when I say the houses in Corinth are going to be given out tomorrow. Some of the houses, let me repeat, some of the houses that people have been able to secure, they get the money and they're able to go through the process. And so some of the houses that people have been able to secure, they will be given out in Corinth tomorrow. Yeah, let me just pull up the thing, man. Yeah, I'll pull up the thing. Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up there for you. So the handover of housing units in Corinth St. David is taking place tomorrow. But that sounds kind of different to what they were saying before. They're starting to rush to do this. Yeah? They're starting to rush to do that. Ever since we started to play, realize there was no talk. There was no talk about those houses. People passing and seeing the houses, there was no talk about those houses. But as soon as we light the fire under them, and we could have do it before, but we wait, and we remind them of what they had been saying in relation to those houses sitting there and people in need, vulnerable people needed the houses. But all of a sudden, folks, it has gone into a different sphere. It's gone into a different sphere. It's no longer a case of, people need the houses and vulnerable people need the houses and you need to retain some for fire victims and that sort of thing, because ever since, even under the last NDC administration, when the last NDC administration gave out the houses in La Colombe, they ensured that a few houses were reserved, empty. So those houses were somebody's house burned down or so, you let them stay there for 3 months or 6 months or so, while either they reconstruct or they make other living arrangements or so. So those houses were reserved for that sort of thing. You had houses in some of the housing projects, be it in wherever, that were reserved for cases of abuse. For instance, you may have a woman that's being abused and they need to find a location to get that person away from the abusive person. And so we reserve places for that in some of these housing developments and things like that. But we're hearing about that with Corinth and the condominiums. When they was out of office and they were trying to get into office, it was a case of, vulnerable people need the houses, and these wicked people have the empty houses locked up there. That was the story. That was the story that they were putting out there. That was the line of march. That look them house, look all of them there. They are guarding it and all of them empty. Yet 600, and let me just make sure we are the exact thing. They were talking about 7 days, but 637 days later, and it's going to take them 638 before they give out the houses that they know all this time that vulnerable people needed. And they were saying we're ready to just give out. That's what they were saying. It was ready to just give out one time. But NNP the wicked, ain't it? And they ain't giving out the houses. But 637 days later, not one of those houses are yet occupied. We had to come and shame them into giving out the houses. Yeah, you all did it. We had to come and shame them to the point of where they had to rush through the process now. So remember, people, according to the schedule that they had put out before, people were supposed to be viewing, not getting the houses now, but they were supposed to be viewing the houses. Now you hear that they're actually giving them the houses tomorrow because firelight under them. So now it is a case of the Prime Minister come and he say, well, pretty soon you're going to hear about the houses and they need to give out the houses and they're going to give out the houses. So they rush now to give out the houses. So now we have shamed them. We have embarrassed them to the point of where they recognize that they need to give out those houses. Yeah? You have done that. That is the power of this program. That you were able to put them into a position where they realize that they have to give out those houses. Yeah? So now they reach and they go on now and they're going to, at a point in time that they said, remember the first thing was on the 18th. The 18th was Monday. The first part of the process was supposed to have been that people go and view the houses. That was supposed to be the first part of the process, that people were given the opportunity to go and view the houses. After people went to view the houses, then people were supposed to make the payments. First of all, on the 18th, it was supposed to be they contact the financial institutions and say they are ready to collect the payments. Then people were supposed to go and view inside the houses. So you're going to make the payment, but you go and see inside the houses. And then sometime next week, week after, next month, they were supposed to be giving the keys to the houses. But they're so shamed, they're so embarrassed, they're so browbeaten that they're rushing to try and give out the houses tomorrow. But we have some questions for them. And let me say to my good friends in the media, I realize that you all ain't afraid them. No, if you all realize the media asking some serious questions, not just Linda Straker and Kelly Sherry, again, serious questions coming from all direction. So get Jackie Jacket and Joan Shiblaus. They are asking serious questions. So they are asking, and I want you all to ask tomorrow, what percentage of the people who were selected for those houses, what percentage of those people were able to secure financing for the houses? That's the first question. What percentage of the people that were secured the houses that they told, okay, you're going to get a house and you're going to get a house and you're going to get a house, what percentage of those people were able to secure the financing in order to get the house? Because I can tell you now, as a matter of fact, I ain't guessing it, that quite a significant number of the people who were given the opportunity to obtain those houses through the financial institutions were unable to do so. They were unable to secure the financing. But ask them, don't ask them just about one location. Ask overall, Carriacou, those up in St. Patrick, St. Mark, those in St. David and those in Beaujeu. Ask them what percentage of the people that they gave the letter to go to the financial institutions. We're giving you a house, go to the financial, not giving you, we're selling you. Sorry, my bad. We're selling you a house. Go to the financial institution, get your money and so on, come back. And remember, if you go to the financial institution and the financial institution say, well, okay, they're asking you for 50,000. We can give you 25 and you have to raise the 25 on your own. The Housing Authority of Grenada is not accepting the 25 from you, you know. You have to come with the 50 waving like a flag. They are not accepting partial payments unless they change that between then and now, which they did not publicly announce. Because if you all realize, like I realize, the Housing Authority is hiding from the Grenadian public. So media, make sure all you find all yourself in current tomorrow. Yeah? Make sure all you find all yourself up there, because all you have some question to ask the chairman of the Housing Authority and the Minister of Housing. We have some questions for them. Yeah? What percentage of the people that you all told to go and find 50,000 and 70,000, what percentage of those people were able to secure a house? And don't come and try and fudge the figures, you know, because we know that is where all you're bad and all you're planning. That all you're going to say, all you're going to just ignore the fact that, okay, John Jones was offered and Jane Jones were offered and they were unable to secure funding. And you just pull two more off the list and they might be able to secure the funding. No, we also want to know what is the process for those who are unable to secure the funding, if they are going to be given a second chance, if there's a deadline by which they need to secure that money. So if they've already lost the opportunity and now the opportunity is going to be offered to someone else, maybe people in the diaspora, maybe the ones that are going to be able to secure one of these condominiums. Because it wasn't condominiums when they was talking in opposition, you know. It wasn't condominiums then. It was houses for poor people that the Chinese give and that Grenada didn't build, and we fast and we this and we that. That is what was taking place. But now, remember, it's no longer that. Now it is condominiums. Yeah, it is now condominiums. So we have to find out from them. We need to find out from them what is the situation. We need to find out if indeed, yeah, we need to find out if indeed, and we're gonna hear. We need to hear what they were saying. Where is it here? Just now it was coming up a little while ago. There we go. Right, yeah. We need to find out what they had to say when they were in opposition about those houses. No, we need to remind people. Yeah, you need to remember what it is that they were saying, man.
Temporary housing while they can catch themselves. It is criminal to have a woman with children in those conditions, and you have the current housing scheme provided by the people of China still locked up, still closed up, an entire year after it was handed over to you by the Chinese government. So you prefer your people to remain homeless and to be on the street than to give them housing that was not provided by you, that was not built by you, but that is part of a grant from the Chinese government, yet you have security guarding the complex. The complex is empty. And our citizens can't even drive down to examine the quality of the housing. Under the National Democratic Congress government, that will end. And the people in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses.
The who will be given the houses, we want to make sure, because if it's vulnerable people, I wonder if they could secure a 50,000 or they could secure a 70,000. Yeah, if it's the vulnerable people, are we here?
People in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses.
But they're not being given the houses, they're being sold the houses. So, let me hear again. We want to make sure we just hear him properly, you know, because we don't want to misquote. That is why others rewind and others play over, because I want you all to quote him properly. When they come at you and they start to say all you lie, you all must be able to silence them with the truth. And this is what he said. He didn't say that they were going to sell anybody any house, because he wanted the vote from the people in St. David and he wanted the vote from the people in Grenada. So he say whatever come to him mind, mouth open, word jump out, just to get the vote. Yeah? So let's hear again.
Congress government, that will end. And the people in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses.
That is not what taking place. What is taking place tomorrow is the people with means, the people who have the money, the people who not so needy, they want a house. They are the ones that are going to be able to secure the houses tomorrow. Not the needy ones, not the vulnerable people. Yeah? Not those. So let's get it straight, bro. Yeah, let's get it straight. One more time for your listening pleasure.
Congress government, that will end. And the people in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses. But I want to go further and say this.
Yeah, you could go further and say whatever you want to, because we hear what you had to say already. Yeah.
The complex is empty. And our citizens can't even drive down to examine the quality of the housing.
Well, look at that. They even tell people you're getting the house, and those people were not able up to this point in time to go down and see the quality of the houses. They have to wait for when they tell them they could go down and see the quality of the houses. You see the hypocrisy? Let me hear if all they was saying, all they go in and sell houses.
Under the National Democratic Congress government, that will end. And the people in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses. But I want...
Will be, not sold the houses. There's a difference between selling something and giving something to somebody. Yeah, there's a difference.
And who need the houses will be given the houses.
They will be. We want to make sure, come on, we want to make sure you all hearing it properly. Nice. So make a note. So when they question you all, when they challenge you all, you're all able to answer properly.
Under the National Democratic Congress government, that will end. And the people in our communities who are vulnerable and who need the houses will be given the houses.
Let me say this. Many of you have people that you know are in your community now. You know people in your community now. Every one of us as Grenadians know people in our communities now that are vulnerable and need to be given a house. They need a house. You hear any of them go in there tomorrow? You hear any of them get a call from the Housing Authority of Grenada saying, hey, you have been selected as one of the people who are going to occupy one of these places and so? You heard anything like that? Juk Jody, they're still waiting for a call. And none will be coming, but Juk Jody, they're still waiting. Yeah? They're still waiting. So that is what they were saying when they wanted the vote. They wanted the vote, so they were saying these things. Yeah? They tried to create the narrative that the new National Party was this wicked group of people. And they was doing all kind of thing. And what they was doing and what they was saying
Change
wrong.
It's going to huff. It's going to puff.
Yeah, let me bring up our next one, man. Yeah, let me bring up the next one time.
People who are going to be saying so. And so let me say this. Particularly to our senior citizens, our citizens who are unemployed, those who are living in poor housing conditions, those who are on the seed program, those who are the contract workers, those who are the money workers. If somebody is threatening you, if somebody is intimidating you, if somebody is telling you you shouldn't do what you want to do.
Like how many of you are afraid to call the program. You'll meet me on the street and talk to me, and I understand that you're listening, but you can't call the program because you know, they're going to deal with you. Yeah, they're going to try to fire you, or they're going to try some way to spite you because you call a program, because that is the vindictive, evil nature of these individuals. Yeah? So you know you can't call. Some people brave, they say, well, that's them, they will call. But other people say, no, I ain't calling. I listen to Sheldon a day, but I ain't go call. Yeah? So he's describing himself and his government there right now anyway.
You shouldn't have the right to choose. That is not some...
Like the right to choose if you're going and play music on Independence Day using an amplified sound system and have an activity. Like that right you're talking about?
Somebody who's seeking your interests. That is somebody who's seeking their interests. And their soul...
Like trying to make themselves look good with the Queen Show Sasha and all kind of thing in the stadium. Like trying to get everybody to go to the stadium and not go to any other activity. Okay, just making sure.
The interest is to remain in power. It isn't to give you better housing. Because if they had a better housing program, they would have told you about it. If they cared about the conditions in which you live in, the Chinese housing project in Corinth would be open and Grenadians would be living in it. But instead, 7 days before an election.
And today is 637 days after an election. So let's see which is worse.
The Chinese housing program is still closed up. It is still closed up, and we have Grenadians who don't have places to stay, who don't have homes to live in, and it is closed.
All right, and this is 8:36 p.m. on the 21st day of March 2024, exactly 637 days after the general election, 455 weekdays, 91 weeks, 20 months and 28 days, 1 year, 8 months and 28 days away after 1.74 years after he made the election day itself, right? So he was saying 7 days away from election. This is 637 days. So if it was criminal, if it was wicked, if it was evil of the New National Party, that people needed place to stay, vulnerable people, yeah? And those places should have been given, not sold, given to these people. And then he comes in, and 637 days later, the people still waiting, ain't it? And it's not the vulnerable people getting it.
And not only is it closed, they have security guarding an empty building.
Yeah. And security still guarding empty buildings. Maybe tomorrow, I know if the people go start to move in from tomorrow. Or if it's just a show thing, they go in and watch inside it. Or if they go actually receive the keys tomorrow. So media, question number one, we need to know from the housing authority. Don't ask the general manager. Find the chairman of the board. Find he. Leave the manager alone. Manager just come wrong thing. If they have a manager, I didn't know this manager now. Since the last manager resigned, I didn't even know who, yeah, because the last manager would not stay there and take the strippiness they're doing. So since the last manager resigned, I didn't even know he's the manager now. But remember the question, what percentage of people, and they can't tell you, they need to find out and they need to go back. They're listening to this program tonight, so they better start calculating. Because they cannot be as incompetent to come there, know that the media is going to be there, unless they go in and bar all it, because you know sometimes they just bar the media from coming in thing, like swearing in and all kind of thing. Next thing they say only GIS could go inside it tomorrow, you know. But anyhow, you all are the media, and you all are also Grenadians. Go in. Where they go do, arrest all you? I want to see them put handcuff on one all you for going into a Grenadian property to cover a story as a journalist where there is no national security concern. I want to see them try to arrest one all you. Yeah, I know some all you have all your belly, all you go do it. Right? So anyway, what percentage of people who ought to have received the houses and who have applied were not able to secure? What is the process for selecting replacements for these people? In other words, does a government minister just call and say, I need 3 spaces, I have these 3 people, I want them get the house? I have one in Canada, one in the States, and another one down here, that they have the money, so give them the houses instead? Is that how it operates? Is there a committee or is there a lottery? Because how do you determine from the list of people who were not selected in the first round, how do you determine that Sarah should get the house and not Lisa? How do you decide that Dennis should get the house and not Alban? How do you make that decision when they are in the batch in the second round? Is it a lottery? Is it going to be a blind selection? You just do a blind selection? What is the format for selecting the individuals who are going to replace those who were selected and did not get the place? That is the other question that I have for them. Yeah, and I know you all know the other questions to ask. What's the cost that they incurred to do the other work that they said needed to be done on those places and so? What was the cost of that and so? Yeah? So we need to find out, and we need to find out if the mechanism of selection has changed. Because we saw the Prime Minister and we saw other people going up in the States and telling people about houses down here and come down and get houses and so on. We saw that, yes, they're Grenadians too. Yes, they could come down and get too. But you're the same people that was on the campaign saying the houses is for poor people. And look what the NNP doing because NNP wicked and NNP this and NNP that. Yeah? So you want to find out. Tell the Grenadian people. Tell the Grenadian people what percentage of people were successful and what percentage of new people you all have to go out and find. Do you all have to go and find 400 people again? Because 200 were unable to secure. Did you all have to go and find another 300 or another 200? What happened? Yeah? And was the fact that people were unable to secure the loan the single factor that caused people not to be able to go to the houses and get the houses? Right? So those are just some of the questions that you all need to ask them. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's just some. You know what? It's amazing how people does change. Yeah. 4407377.
It's amazing how people
347-329-3101.
I say, Lady Shocker can't understand. I am so disappointed in man. Man make me cry, tears run from my eye. And all I could...
You know what? Before I even go down that song, let me put that song on pause. I've seen the situation with La Colombe. I've seen the situation and I've heard of people with what is taking place in La Colombe and that the people are going around and they're asking them. I've seen the letter that people are receiving in La Colombe. Yeah? So I've seen all of that. What... I want to know something though, because certain statements were made during the election campaign. Yeah, let me show you all the letter that the residents of La Colombe received, right? This is from the Ministry of Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, Botanical Gardens, St. George, right? There's the phone number and everything. So that's the Ministry of Housing and so. And it's geared towards the residents, La Colombe, and it's signed by Mr. Finley Jeffrey Scholar, the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for community and housing. So Scholar is the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for what's going on there. All right. So it says, please be informed that Mr. Joseph Noel, Housing Consultant, and Mr. Desmond Joseph, Housing Officer within the Ministry of Housing, Community Development, Social Services and Gender Affairs, will be visiting the La Colombe Housing Development for the purpose of carrying out a study to determine the direction the ministry should take to provide further title and ownership of residents' property. As a consequence of the foregoing, the two officers will gather information and obtain feedback from you, the residents, by administering a simple questionnaire. Your cooperation and respect in this matter will be greatly appreciated. All right? And that's signed by Scholar, or Mr. Finley Jeffrey, Permanent Secretary within that ministry. Now, folks, before the election campaign, there were meetings that were taking place, different places, including in La Colombe. And there were people that were telling the residents of La Colombe, because that is the rumor that was spread to the people inside La Colombe. La Colombe people, all you know, are not lying. The rumor that was spread inside La Colombe was that the NNP going to make them pay for the houses. And they even came up with all kind of figures at 30,000 and so on and say NNP coming to make all you pay $30,000 for the houses. There were people that stood up there and tell them, don't pay for no house. Because Chavez give us the house, he give Grenada the house. So don't pay nothing. In fact, don't take my word for it. Let's hear it from them themselves. Let me start with this one. Let me see here. Let's start with this one. Let's see. No, that's the wrong one. Let me see if I can get it. Right. I'm just pulling up the clip here. Let's hear what these people were told. Let's hear what they were told. This is on the campaign trail there in La Colombe. Let's hear what was being said during the meetings in La Colombe. Yeah?
Taken away from the people of La Colombe. What is it the people of La Colombe do to be going through all this tribulation? Up to now, we don't even know if we have the house. I hear we have to start paying for it just now. $30-something thousand supposed to be for it. I don't know if that's true or not. So, we don't know if it's true, but we would like to know what is our position we're concerning owning our little house and having the documents so we could go forward and do our extension.
So, that was during the election campaign. This was before the election. NDC meeting. The residents were being told that they had to pay $30,000. The NNP go make it. NNP had any plan to make all you pay for the place. NNP go make you pay $30,000 for the place. Yeah? So, residents of La Colombe, you may or may not remember the individual who is talking there, so you could ask them questions about how they feel about what's taking place now. But let me hear.
We'll be going through all this tribulation. Up to now, we don't even know if we have the house. I hear we have to start paying for it just now. $30-something thousand supposed to be for it.
So here the figure they come with, $30-something thousand. That's what I was telling the people in La Colombe,
Up to now, we don't even know if we have the house. I hear we have to start paying for it just now. $30-something thousand supposed to be for it. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, they didn't know if that is true or not, but they was on the platform, and that is what they were telling people, that all you would have to pay $30-something thousand for the houses. Ain't it? Yeah? That is what they were on the campaign telling you all. Yeah? Let me see what other people had to say about payment for houses and so on in La Colombe. Because La Colombe people, they might be able to find these people and ask them how they think about what they think about what is going on right now. You all may know them. I think they are from your community, so you might be willing to ask them. Behind them is the people that say, come and vote for NDC. You may be willing to ask them now what they think about what is taking place now.
What Mr. Rulu said. I personally was involved in the distribution of the houses in La Colombe. A lot of people don't know that. And the cost of the houses that we charge people were basically to take care of the water and the electricity. This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses.
Well, when he said this government, he mean the NNP, like the NNP had any intention. But let me hear what you're saying about the NDC government charging for the houses now. You go say it's not the houses, the land, but the same thing, they're charging, isn't it? Yeah.
Present government can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely.
So this present government could never charge. Remember the words of this individual. You all know where to find him, eh? Nice, right?
This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely.
All right, and you see, right in the back here, this area there, the person who sit down there is Mr. Deacon Mitchell. That is Mr. Deacon Mitchell. I know the podium hide in the face, but it's Mr. Deacon Mitchell that sit down in the back there. Look the glasses on the neck there. That is Mr. Deacon that sit down in the back there. When they was talking about the government cannot charge people for the houses. All right, so maybe this man might have to find Mr. Deacon and have a word with him.
This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely.
All right, so the houses were given freely, yeah, but the excuse they're using now is the land wasn't given freely, so that's how you had to pay for the land. That's what they're saying, isn't it? Yeah, but people in La Colombe are surely listening. All you know how to find these individuals, all you remember them, ain't? All you know where to find them and find out what they had to say, ain't it? Yeah, so do you remember they had a lot to say before the campaign? Yeah, they had a lot to say during that time. So maybe you might want to locate one or two of them and try and find out what it is they have to say about what is taking place now. Are they okay with it? Because a figure of 5,000 is being thrown around right now. Yeah, nothing was charged under the NNP, but and the NNP was there for over a decade. They didn't charge for it, but no, with a government that's there 637 days, you're hearing now that you have to pay for the same houses that you're saying nobody had to pay for. So let's hear.
The other thing is somebody made a comment about somebody want to charge us for the houses. Let me allay your fears, brothers and sisters, about these houses inside here. I was in Venezuela, and I heard the Comandante Chavez about 300 meters from where he gave his speech in the presidency, when he declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Hear what I tell you? These houses are gifts to us. Hear what I tell you? I was there. Paid for who? Who are to pay for what? Nobody has to pay for any of these houses here. Put that, listen, shove it in them pipe and let them smoke. Not even, listen, no administration, let us be frank, can charge the people living in this these 100 houses inside it, built and donated to the people of Grenada by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela. Nobody had paid for it. We had to pay $2,500 to assist in the documentation and the administrative services, the electricity, the water connection, and so on. Mas nada, nothing else. You hear that? Mas nada. That's a gift from the Comandante Chavez. I was there. We don't have to pay a cent. But no, let's go to...
All right, yeah. So all you hear, they don't have to pay a cent. Yeah, I sure they know how to find the individual that day. No, I surely know how to find the individual that day. And I surely know how to find the individual that day, man. Yeah. I positively know how to find the individual I was talking there. All right, yeah. So remember, people of La Colombe, I am pretty sure that you all know how to locate the individuals that were speaking on the platform there and encouraging you to believe that the new National Party had an intention of charging you for the houses that you were in. The same new National Party that came in 2013 didn't charge you. In 2014 didn't charge you. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 and 2022 did not charge you for the houses. But these individuals came to you and say, well, I hear they want to charge us 30,000. These individuals came to you, the people of La Colombe, and they told you that the new National Party wants you to pay for the houses. The houses were built under the new National Party. They were distributed under the NDC because the NNP had lost the election in 2008, and the distribution of the houses took place afterwards. So the distribution of the houses took place under the NDC administration. Yeah, not under the NNP. It took place under the NDC administration. And after it took place under the NDC administration, there was that fee that people had to pay a little under $3,000. So it was 2,000 something. The administrative fee, right? Again, as was explained, that we're going to play it in a little while again for the water and light and those different things, right? So that is what was said there. And then afterwards, right, that was it. But these were the people, remember, no administration could charge you for these houses. None, nada. Just remember, let me play it again, man. I'm playing that whole one again.
I think somebody made a comment about somebody want to charge us for the houses. Let me allay your fears, brothers and sisters, about these houses inside here. I was in Venezuela, and I heard the Comandante Chavez about 300 meters from where he gave his speech in the presidency, when he declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Here I tell you, these houses are gifts to us. Here I tell you, I was there. Paid for who? Who had to pay for what? Nobody has to pay for any of these houses here.
So all the people in La Colombe here, eh? And I'm sure they could find the individual that's speaking there that here when Chavez give the houses, right? I'm pretty sure you all can find them. Yeah? I'm pretty sure you all can find them.
Declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Here I tell you, these houses are gifts to us. Here I tell you, I was there. Paid for who? Who had to pay for what? Nobody has to pay for any of these houses here.
Okay, so just check the individual. They should give all of the details and so all you could tell, because sitting right there, I think all you could see what I think in the mouse there. Right, that is Mr. Deacon Mitchell sitting right there, and next to him is Adrian Persuader Thomas, right? I think he's the Minister of Culture and thing right now. He used to be the Minister of Agriculture, but I think he's the Minister of Culture right now, from one type of culture to the next. Right, the rest of them, me wasting time with them in the back there. But that is Mr. Adrian Persuader there. And there is the Prime Minister sitting right there. He was political leader at that point in time. So nada, nobody had to pay for the... Let me hear again.
Then see, when he declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Hear what I tell you? These houses are gifts to us. Hear what I tell you? I was there. Paid for who? Who had to pay for what? Nobody has to pay for any of these houses here. Put that, listen, shove it in them pipe and let them smoke. No.
I wonder who's smoking the pipe right now. That sounds like a sheldon pipe. You know? That thing is like when you hear them Rasta man up in the hills and they pull a calabash and that sheldon pipe.
Pay for any of these houses here. Put that, listen, shove it in them pipe and let them smoke.
Yes, who pipe? Look, I hope you're talking to the person who sit down next to you.
Any of these houses here. Put that, listen, shove it in them pipe and let them smoke. Not even, listen, no administration, let us be frank, can charge the people living in these 100 houses inside.
Yeah, let us be frank. I'm thinking maybe change your name now. You do a deed poll, maybe change instead of being Frank. Well, let us be frank, maybe change the potato being Joseph or something. And I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, all right.
Listen, no administration, let us be frank, can charge the people living in these 100 houses inside it, built and donated to the people of Grenada by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela. Nobody had paid for it. We had to pay $2,500 to assist in the documentation and the administrative service.
But what about the 5,000 now for the land? What about that? What about that now? We're hearing about they had to pay for the land. So maybe you could give us some insight into that one. You're not on this program because every time you call, I'll cut you off. You're too disrespectful. You ain't going to be calling here. Telling you straight. If somebody tell you, you can't call because I'll cut you off. Disrespectful. So don't even try. Right? Nice.
Built and donated to the people of Grenada by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela. Nobody had paid for it. We had to pay $2,500 to assist in the documentation and the administrative services, the electricity, the water connection, and so on.
Maybe all you could find the three individuals who we've played tonight. Maybe you all might be able to locate those three individuals and get them to speak to the other two individuals here. These two individuals here. Maybe you all might be able to get the three individuals to speak to these two individuals to find out what really taking place with the comment telling all you about all you had to pay 5,000, that kind of thing right now, right? 440-7377. That's 4. I'll tell all you, don't interfere with me. 440-7377. That is the number to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Maybe all you need to contact Scholar. Yeah, maybe all you need to find him and explain to him. So maybe the three individuals need to form a committee and go to speak to Mr. Finley Jeffrey in the ministry. But Mr. Finley Jeffrey is carrying out orders that are given to him. So somehow they maybe need to, something kind of thing need to take place because don't forget, we always have it. Yeah, we have a caller online. Good night. Hello? Hello, caller? Hello, good night. Okay, that caller seems to have dropped off. All right, 440-7377. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Hey, good night, Sheldon.
Hey, good night, bro.
Yeah, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
All right. Sheldon, I want you to make these clips shareable on Talking Points page so we can distribute it wide, real wide. Important. Secondly, Sheldon, the issue with the vendors on Port Highway. Which one of these booths is a restaurant? Which one of them?
I haven't heard what you said though. Sorry, I got distracted for a second.
The booths on Port Highway. Which one of those is a restaurant where you go and sit down and eat? Because the last time I checked, these things are grab and go. So there is one argument that they put up. People can go and sit down and they can use washroom and all these things. But I know when you travel along the Caribbean islands, you might see one of these fast food places on the side of the road, you buy and you go. That's the gist of it. Quick money, get your food and go. Right? What I'm seeing happening right now is the 28 days thing, where they give them the 28 days to move. The document they showed last night with the law. What I'm asking, if can they all come together like a conglomerate and they go under one lawyer and challenge that, and let's see what happens afterwards. I feel like that would be the best way to go on with that.
My friend, that was the suggestion that we made last night. We did say to them that they all need to get together and get a lawyer and go. And the thing is, though, that if I were being tactical, and I'm just saying it straight here, if I were being tactical, I wasn't going yet. They give 28 days and you can do it any day within those 28 days. I would have do it in the later part of the 28 days. So by the time they have the hearing, if I have to get another 28 days, I get another 28 days. So it gives me more time to relocate, move, or do whatever I have to do. You have to be tactical with things. So if you go now, you're going now and you go to the magistrate and them know. That is one thing. But if you wait until later down, is a different case. Yeah?
Yeah,
it's
fair enough. But seriously,
case.
Make those clips shareable on your page and we will distribute it, because trust me, what I'm doing there, that's what I keep saying to people. Listen to all these programs these people having and listen to the meetings. You might not like them, but listen to the meetings. Because there was another meeting in Mondolis where certain sentiments was being said in that meeting there too. I'll try to get to, but you're not talking about. So yeah, good job. Keep it up.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside. 440-7377. You can call us on the WhatsApp. You can call us directly. And also for those of you in North America, you can call 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. So we're saying clearly, a story was given to the people in that particular area. That is a story that was carried directly for the people of La Colombe. That NNP wicked and NNP coming to charge you for the houses that you're in. The same NNP, as remember I told you, they didn't charge you all for the houses when they came in 2013. In 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. They did not charge you for the houses. But some individuals, both among you and from outside of you, started to spread the story to you that the same NNP that between 2013 and 2022 did not charge for those houses, you started to believe what they said. So I'm saying now that you have seen the reality, you see who really want to charge you for the houses and who is looking to charge you and who has started the process to charge you. You've seen who has started that process. Maybe you need to ask of the individuals who are telling you that don't pay a cent and you don't have to pay and put in pipe and smoke. Maybe they need to answer now for what they told you. Not here. They ain't calling here. I've been very strict with that. I ain't tolerating nobody that does disrespect me. No. Not here. Been firm on that. Who like it, who don't like it. Not here. Yeah, that is one thing. Yeah? So they could do better to, that ain't going to take place. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. And as we explained to the people last night, not only those on the port highway. And again, let's just make it clear. We do not agree with the structures that are there on the Port Authority being allowed to remain and that sort of thing permanently. But we are saying that you have to treat them humanely if you're asking them to move. Yeah? And you told them before that you're going to help them organize a place to move. They're human beings. We have a caller. Hello, good night. Good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
The same man that's talking and say about the housing clip there. And talk about Venezuela with Shabbat and him. He had to because Peter was bringing back from Venezuela that he was stranded. So you have to give Peter all the praise.
All right, my brother. Thank you. All right. Yeah. We have another caller. Let's take the other caller. Hello, good night.
Sharon Scott.
Yes, sir.
President, good night to you.
Yes, go right ahead.
President, good night to the listeners. I'll be listening to Talking Points. Miss Kami, good night. Shaska, you have a tip. What they talk about is what it was in Monday East. They talk about something about some houses in the Monday East. Can you give a tip, please?
What they said in Mondelez about what?
Some talk about something in Monday East on there. Please give a tip, please. I want to hear the response about that on there.
I'm still trying to figure out.
Please, I'm begging for that tip.
I'm not sure exactly. But anyway, I'll try to find what you're talking about. I'll listen to it.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks.
great. Thanks. Yeah. All right, 440-7377. That's 440. Oh, dear. Can't deal with that now. 440-7377. That's the number to get onto the inside of tonight's program. That's the number to get onto the inside of tonight's program. And you know, I have something I must deal with. Yes, indeed. You know, sometimes you have an emergency situation, you must take the call, yeah. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. So again, I was saying, the people who are on the port authority, the port highway, a promise was made to them. Yeah? It is not that we are saying that these people should be allowed to stay. I don't think anybody is going to agree with them being allowed to stay and in the present state that there is in. Yeah? We know some tourists like the quaint sort of thing. But you're heading into the capital and yes, you need to redo there. Okay. You spoke to them. You promised them. You said to them that they are going to get a new place. Yeah? That was said to them. Then after that was done, now they just get a letter that say all you had to move. Yeah? They just get a letter now, all you had to move. And all you had to move by such and such a time. And it is unfair to them. Remember what was said to them and to the Grenadian people on a whole.
I want to tell you about an initiative between MIT and your caretaker for the Tongue of St. George. And one of the initiatives that we have embarked on is cleaning up the port highway. Right? We have a plan in place. Both of us, we sat down and we put together a plan where opposite the pan house, we can construct a building that can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road. Right? And it will be a 2-story building. And we can have people who sell food and so, because right now, they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous. Right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can...
So what is the government doing to assist them before they move out from there? Is it a case? Because some of these people, they may have the little thing in microfin. They may have a little loan in microfin. They may have a little loan in one of the credit unions. even one of the commercial banks. They may have their little loan inside there that they're using the funds from the business itself to help them survive and to pay those bills. Now, when you tell them that you have 28 days to get out of there, not even a full month, 28 days, and the 28 days, folks, it is what is in the law. Yeah, that's what is in the law, so they gave them 28 days according to what is in the law. But they did not say to these people, who are human beings, by the way, who are human beings. Yeah, they are Homo sapiens, human beings. You didn't speak to them and say, well, hey, we are making alternative arrangements. You may be out of a place for a month, or you may be out of a place for 2 months. So these individuals are then go to speak to their financial institutions, and the financial institutions can say, well, okay, we understand what is taking place. It is not your fault. We could work out a schedule that you'd be able to repay by this point in time, or nothing like that. It's just get out and go. Yeah? After you told them that, and you're saying that government has a responsibility to assist and help these people.
Right. So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking. Right? So, DJ, and also, I don't know if she told her that she...
Yeah, she lighted up the carnage, right? Yes, right. That's not the part we're interested in. We're interested in where you're talking about the vendors. What are you all going to do for the vendors? Because the vendors waiting, your words are there.
Opposite the pan house, we can construct a building.
And folks are trying to understand now, when he said opposite the pan house, I think I know Tantine a little bit. And I'm trying to understand where this building really supposed to go, You have the Tantine playing field, you have where the vendors are now, and you're speaking opposite the pan house. So where the pan house is now, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly where they're speaking or putting, anyway, but they know what they was talking about, yeah.
That can house the people who are vending right now on the side of the road, right? And it will be a 2-story building, and we can have people who sell food and so, because right now, they are selling food with no toilet facilities, no water, and that is dangerous, right? So, and again, we admire them because they are not begging, they are trying to earn a living. So as a government, it is our duty to see what we can do to assist them. And so we want to do a 2-story building that can house them, and we can free up the side of the road for parking, right?
Yeah, and you hear what I want to free up the road for. Not to beautify it, not to go and plant pumpkin as Pumpkinville. No, not to do that. They want to do that so that they could do what? Put parking. Is parking beautifying the area? If you say there's a need for parking and therefore you need to work out a plan of how you're putting in parking, that's one thing. But if you're moving the people to create parking in an area that there's already a problem with parking, yes, they might be a bit more off the road and that sort of thing. But it's not beautifying the area if what you're going to do is just put parking in that area. Yeah? So what is really the plan? You have some people who have been there over 20 years. So you have people who have been there nearly 2 decades. Yeah? You have some who have been just under that. And then you have those who, some of them just moving there over the carnival season last year and year before. They put up a little something to sell during the carnival time, and they just decide to stay in there one time. The day nobody can come and tell them move, so they jam in. Yeah? But you have the others who have the electricity and who have the water and have this stuff connected and so on, got the required permissions and so on, have done their stuff. Again, nobody is saying leave them there permanently. If there's a plan for developing the area, all well and good. If there's a plan for developing the area. But along with that plan for developing the area, it must not be that you're developing the area, but you're undeveloping the people. So as one caller put it last night, you are creating a situation of unemployment at a point in time when you have a crime situation, and you're saying you're trying to address the crime situation, you are putting in place one of the causative factors of crime. Because not only the people who are running the places themselves, their young ones, their children and so on. their children who might get something to eat for the day and decide that they're going and do something out of the way to get that something to eat. It is placing them in a vulnerable category. So you can't say that you're trying to deal with crime, but all over the country where people are earning an honest dollar, you are not saying to them, hey, instead of just breaking down your place and give you 28 days to move, here's what we're going to do. Let's have a conversation. Yeah, because some of them, nobody had a conversation with them before, you know. The first conversation was, they come and hand them a letter and say, oh, you have to move. So they could say, let's have a conversation. And the way that this conversation is going to go is simply this. Let us look and see if we can provide you with another location. Yeah, we know you like this location, heavy traffic passing through here and so, but we may find another location that's more suitable for you. You might even have a little space that a 2-3 vehicle could pull in and park and get something from you. You're already established. People know you. You've been here 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. People know you. They know that you have quality stuff. So they're going to come to you. But we also have to maintain health and sanitation standards. So wherever we're going to place you, you have to be able to have the accommodation for running water. Yeah? You have to have toilet facilities. We're going to make sure that wherever we relocate you, that is what's going to happen. And work along with the person and maybe the community to identify a new space for the person. And say, well, okay, we are not giving you the space. Even if you want to go that direction, we are not giving you the space. We would like you to pay for this space. Either you're going to rent them for a period of time, or they're going to pay for it and they own it. But the better one might be you pay for it over a period of time. So you're renting it, in fact. But at least work with that, even if it is private property and the person is willing to rent the individual the space for a period of time. Let's say a 5 years or 10 years or something, they're willing to rent them the space. But you can't just kick people out. You have to look for solutions. So you can't just kick the people out and expect the people and them, what they're going to do? Make bread out of thin air? What they're going to do? They have children to see about. They have family to take care of. They have their utilities to take care of. They've got their rent, their food, all these things to take care of. Some of them have differently abled family members that they are responsible to take care of. So what do you expect these people to do? Yeah? What do you expect these people to do? And that's one of the main questions I would ask the people from the PDA or CPA, or can't remember what it is right now, that asking them to move. And the government itself, because the government keeps trying to separate themselves from the organization. They keep trying their very best to separate themselves from the organization, and they cannot be separated. It's massa bull, massa cow. They cannot be separated because that organization that is giving the letters and going around to move people and so, that organization is part of the Ministry of Infrastructure and Works. The minister in charge of works and infrastructure is none other than the Prime Minister. In other words, the people there who are in charge of there, the board of directors, the people that are there, they answer to the minister, who just happens to be the Prime Minister. So they're not making decisions willy-nilly on their own without the blessing of the Prime Minister himself. So consider what is taking place to have the blessing of the Prime Minister. Yeah? What is taking place has the blessing of the Prime Minister. So maybe the Minister of MIT and the Prime Minister, maybe the left hand don't know what the right hand doing. Maybe that is the case. Because you have one telling the people, hey, we are going to build a 2-story place for you with a food court. So you know you're going to have different places and people, you have your choice then. You want to go for a roti, you go for a roti here. You could get your pela and thing there, so on. They have bathroom facilities. They might have a local area that you could sit down and eat something. And so while you wait to go back on the port, or you're waiting for somebody to go on the port and different things like that. So you want to build a facility like that. But while you're telling the people that, you are creating a situation where these people are going to be unemployed. The people who work along with them these people will be unemployed. And I keep asking that question, and I can't get an answer up to now. Why is it that all of these measures are always aimed towards the poorer class of people in this country? Yeah? It's always aimed against the poorer class of people in this country. They're always the ones who are being the targets of the different things that this government is doing. So you want to clean up town. So you tell the vendors, okay, we are going to look at Melville Street and we'll create an area there, a space for you. Or we are going to create a space for you by the fish market. Or we are going to put you back into the stadium in the car park area. We're going to reserve a place there for you. And you will be able to vend there on these days. But understand that when there's an activity, you will not be able to vend there because the entire facility, inclusive of the car park, become part of that activity as is coming up with Carifta. The car park becomes part of it. If there's cricket, international cricket also, the entire facility falls under the Cricket Council and so on. So that includes the car park and all of that. So when these things are taking place, you will not be able to vend there. But outside of that, you will be able to vend. The big international functions, no. But otherwise, you'll be able to vend there. But instead of that, you tell them come out from there, go back in town, you jam who you could jam in the market, and then, boom. All on the streets, come out the streets. Nobody is saying that it's wrong to move the people from the streets. Various administrations have done the same. But you have to create alternatives. You must create alternatives to the people. What do you expect them to go and do? And if you don't do that, you are setting up a situation for increase in criminality. Not necessarily from the people again. It's not necessarily from the people themselves, you know. But it's not easy thing as a child when you're home and you're hungry. They might find themselves doing things that they don't normally do or they never even thought of doing before. So they may be setting up criminality in various communities. So remember, you're dealing with human beings. You're not dealing with animals. Yeah, you're dealing with human beings. So as you're dealing with human beings, you have to deal with them with some level of humanity. That is how you have to deal with it. With some level of humanity. You cannot simply just tell people, go your way. You can't do that. So whether it's the vendors on the street, whether it's the people that have their local booth close to a school because that is where the children would pass and they would get their little snacks and thing either on the way to or from school or during break time. They run by the little shop and they get the snacks and that sort of thing. Whether it's those people, whether it's the people on the Port Highway and it seems as though, as I mentioned last night, that there's one set of rule for one set of people and another set of rule for another set. So you have other places that are similarly not pleasing to the eye and are also on government lands, but them ain't getting letter. All right. We have a call online. Good night.
Yes, Sheldon, just a question. I noticed we talking about the port there and I understand the position, but I was trying to look at situation and they say the port has caused traffic jam and things there, but on a place like Umid on the top side in the morning, real traffic and people going there. What happened to these people on by the side of the road? What happened to people like that, in a situation like that? They making any thing on that as well? Just a concern.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
And again, the thing is with homemade, what can you really do in a situation like that? Because there is not any space for parking. People generally park at the side of the road and they would run in and get a sandwich or they run in and get the pastries or whatever it is. They run in and they get that. So I haven't heard them say anything about that as homemade as an established business there. But when it comes to the Port Highway, they're talking about that one. Again, as I've said, there are one set of rules for one set of people and a different set of rules for everybody else in this country. That is why when you're doing the 4%, you could say, and when you're doing the minimum wage, you can say to the cooks and them that we have to get a legal opinion before we pay all you. You don't need no legal opinion. You have a signed agreement. You had a signed agreement. The signed agreement said that these individuals are to receive these benefits by that particular date. So you have to give them, by that date, the benefits that they signed for, that their union signed for them. You don't need a legal opinion. If you got the legal opinion should be before you sign. So if the agreement that the union has on behalf of this category of workers says that it comes into force on the 1st of January, then as of the 1st of January, you have to pay them at the level that that agreement says, and you have to give them whatever benefits that agreement says as of the 1st of January. You don't have no gray area. You don't need no legal opinion on that. That is common sense. One of my callers say it no such thing. But that is common sense. Outside of that, if you say minimum wage is enforced in Grenada, the state of Grenada, it is enforced as of the 1st of January, and you fully intend to take people to court, as in the private sector to court, if they breach the new law that you've put in place. Why is it that you have been breaching it yourself? You are creating a dangerous precedent when you think it's okay to breach it yourself because you've put it in place. You have said this is necessary. You have sung the praises of what you intended to do. You've gone ahead, you've done it. And then you break it. As soon as you put it in place, you break it and still breaking it. Because there are still people that are working within the system that are not being paid at the minimum wage. You still, and many of them, the problem is that they are not unionized. But they're working within the system. You have a lot of the cleaners in some of the schools and some of the other places that are still not receiving the minimum wage. They are still receiving, in some instances, $300 and something a fortnight, when the minimum wage means that they should have been receiving $600 a fortnight, at least. That's what they should be receiving on a fortnightly basis. But instead of that, they're receiving $300, and because some of them are afraid that, hey, if I talk, these people and them go just send me home. Yeah, if I talk, they go send me home. So they ain't go call, and I don't expect them to call. I understand. But they see me, they talk to me. They talk to other people. Many of us know some of them. And they are just getting a $300 a fortnight. So the government itself continues to break its own law that it put in place. The government continues to act illegally when it comes to the issue of minimum wage. There is no way that they can say that every worker within the public service is being paid in line with the new minimum wage requirements as of January 1st, 2024. They cannot say that. Yeah? They cannot say that. They will not be honest in saying that. Because it is not true. But again, when was to give themselves an increase? It was nothing about start date. It was nothing about we had gray areas. When they had to give themselves the $2,000 traveling allowance, they didn't seek any legal advice. They didn't say it had any gray areas. They give themselves $2,000. And then the Prime Minister come out to defend it. They didn't have any gray areas at that point in time. When it came to increase the parliamentary salaries, they didn't have any gray areas in relation to that. They went ahead and they increased it. So now ministers are getting double what NNP ministers used to get is what they're getting, double that. Yeah, it had any gray areas, they needed any legal opinion in relation to that. No, they make sure and they fix up themselves nice. But when it came to the cooks in the school, the same cooks that they were talking about that's so important, they had to go and check to see because there was a gray area. Yeah? That is what they've been doing. Folks, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Remember to like and share the program. Like and share the program here. You can't be seeing 1,000 people a day and then you only seeing 20-something likes and 30-something likes. Hit the like button, man. Yeah, well, that is more like it. Yeah, just think it did. Right, that is more like it. Let me see some. Let's see the likes go up to 200 tonight, man.
People could change. As they get in power, their plans rearrange. It's amazing how people could change. You're bound to agree. It's lies we're running this whole country. Look at Chucky boil right down like Baji. Lies we're running this whole country.
And we have a call online. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Scott.
Hi, good night.
Yeah, I just saying something just running around in my head. Seeing that Mr. Williams had promised the people that he was going to do a building for them in order to move them from where they were. And at the same time, they were going to light up the Carnage. Some of that same resources that they use for the Carnage, couldn't they put it into that buildings in the first place to move those people, you know? Because up to now, we don't know how much it costs them even to light the Carnage. So I find it would be better solved at the moment to move those people, to do the building and move the people into those buildings. Mm-hmm. That's my thought, you know, that's my take on it.
And caller, even if they did a temporary something, while they work on the main one, but they did a temporary something and they say, okay, we're doing something that's more aesthetically pleasing temporarily. You all will be in these temporarily while we work on the main structure. People would understand.
Exactly.
But you just decide you're just moving the people out from there and with no plan of how they're going to survive.
Exactly.
Remember, these might be people that owe the GDB, you know, the Grenada Development Bank.
That's right.
These may be people that owe Microfin.
That's right. This thing is wider than we think, you know. I mean, it might be looking so, but it's much wider than we think, and you can't just drop it on the people so like a hot potato. I mean, that ain't making sense. Yeah, so that's my take.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, and that's it. The caller is right. Maybe some of the money they use for the lights on the Carnage, they may have been able to do something in the same area that I up to now I'm still trying to in my head work out the area that they're talking about to put this building they talk about. But at least they could have done something temporary. Yeah, temporary that you do there so that the people would be able to move, because even a temporary structure could be done properly and look much better than what is there right now. Right? So that these people would be able to move into there. And then even carnival time, they would still get the sale that they usually get from the people that go by the post office roundabout there, and they go along the Port Highway, and so, you know, that's where the Juve and the Jab and everybody pass, and everybody passing there, the Pretty Mass, everything passes along that thoroughfare during the carnival season. So at least they would be able to make a money still while you work on the main thing that you're working on. But instead of that, and again, it just shows the lack of humanity of these individuals, that they do things like this and they don't give a thought to, we are dealing with human beings. Human beings have emotions. Human beings can get upset. They can be happy. They can be sad. They can be depressed. Human beings have the range of emotions. Animals is animals. Your dog, your cat does have emotions too. Sometimes you realize your dog and think, you could tell when a dog upset or when a dog happy, and then dogs have emotions too. So if dogs and cats could have it, what about human beings? So if you're dealing with us, you're dealing with human beings. You have to deal with us in a way that understands that we have emotions. We are human. We have needs. Not just wants, we have needs. And if you take away our ability to make our needs, you may be placing people on another path to try and find the needs, whether that is legal or whatever. You may be placing them on another pathway to try and get to their needs. Take warning. 440-7377. That's 440-7377.
I took time off and thought about man. Unassuming heart.
And somebody asked me just to remind people once again.
Up the ladder.
of what was said in La Colombe. But before I go there, it's about time for me to remind you all of the various activities that are coming up. And let me start here. Yes, so you have the Women's Symposium that will be taking place up there in St. Andrew on Sunday. That's St. Andrew Southeast Constituency Women's Symposium. That's going to be taking place at Uncle's Bar and Lounge out there in Marquis St. Andrew. The Honorable MP Emlyn Pear, the MP for St. Andrew Southeast, and she'll be having that starting at 4 p.m. Transportation and refreshments will be provided. So for those of you that are interested, get in contact with the St. Andrew Southeast constituency, and they would help you, organize the transportation for you to get there and all of that. All right? Nice. Beautiful. PD4 Village Group of the New National Party, St. David, they have their barbecue luncheon. That's going to be taking place next week, Saturday. And it's going to be taking place at Vole Gap, Windsor Forest, St. David. That's next to Paul's shop. And it starts at 11 a.m. They're going to have bread rolls, green salad, barbecue chicken at $50, and barbecue pigtail at $20. All right, so they're looking to see you there. Or they want to see me there? Yeah, right past you too. Right, nice. I think I could do all of the pork, I might try the salad. Right, so PD, changing up our eat and thing these days. PD4 Village Group, that they're having that activity Easter Saturday. So that's going to be starting at 11 a.m. out there in Vole Gap next to Paul's shop. All right, nice. And the next New Dimensions, they're having their cake sale. And that is going to be taking place, let me see, at the Melville Street New Dimensions Panyard. That will also be taking place on Easter Saturday. So after you come out St. David, you come downtown, you pass by the New Dimensions and you make sure you buy your cake. All right, and you see they have nice, delectable, tasty cake. Go and buy your cake. Right, so they have the cake sale next to New Dimensions. And that is going to be taking place Easter Saturday. So you could get your cake for your Easter and thing, right? For when you're going around the island and different thing. Nice, right. So for more information, you can call them on 406-6519. That's 406-6915. And then, on Easter Sunday, it's the NNP Big Lime. That's going to be taking place at the Grand Mall Playing Field on Easter Sunday between 11 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. They're going to have music, games, food and drinks on sale, various activities, and of course the members of the New National Party team will be there. The NNP Big Lime. Organize your bus, your truck, your van, your car, even your donkey cart if you have it still. We're heading on out to the NNP Big Lime. That's going to be at the Grand Mall Playing Field Easter Sunday from 11 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. All right. Then on Easter Monday, D&G in conjunction with the New National Party presents the Garden Party. That's going to be starting at 5 p.m. 1 Shaney Lane, Lansapine, St. George. That's down by, the medical school, what do you call it again? Club. SGU Club. Right after SGU Club going down there. Right, 1 Shaney Lane, Lansapine, St. George. All right, so that's D&G in conjunction with NNP, the Garden Party. Price of the tickets, $300 for single, $500 for the couple. They're going to be having all types of exotic food, all kind of food you didn't think about you would ever see to eat, they have in it, all right? And it's all being done by professional chef and premium drinks. So that's D&G in conjunction with the New National Party. Have the Garden Party Easter Monday. And watch, Dress to Impress. This one does be a nice one, but I'm telling all you, I went last year. I enjoyed it. And I'm giving all you this one early because this one is for April 21st. It's the NNP and the NNP Carriacou and Petit Martinique New York chapter. They have the Spring Fever Brunch with a pop of color. 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York. 11212 Lenox and Clarkson. Let me give you that again. 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212 between Lenox and Clarkson. All right, so looking forward to seeing you all at that one. They're going to have escovitch fish, barbecue chicken, garden salad, stew peas, macaroni pie, lo mein. They have cuckoo, roll rice and peas, stew pork, stew chicken. You name it, they have it. Well, Carriacou food, Grenada food, everything mixed up, right? Nice. Well, they go mix it up. They have it separate and you could mix it up in your stomach. Nice. Contact Nisha 347-683-1997. Jacinta 917-615-4918. Wilson on 917-754-1319. And Tanti Merlin on 718-419-5039. All right, music by DJ Gemini. That one is going to be a nice one again. And of course, yeah, yesterday was office day for Mr. Nolan Cox. But you could still go to the office, right? Tomorrow, between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., you could head to the office down there, New National Party office down there in Hillsborough. You could make a little pass down there tomorrow and thing. Yeah, you could leave a note. You could tell brother, tell brother Cox, don't worry, man. Yeah, I'm making sure I go in and register, and I'm making sure and get everybody registered, that kind of thing. So you could make sure that is done. And folks, there's one more, where's that one? Yesterday it came up by error, but I'll put it up today. Let me see, where is it? That's the Easter, the Easter egg hunt. Oh boy, yeah, the Easter egg hunt that is taking place in Wester Hall, at the entrance to Wester Hall Point. And let me just get it up here for you. That is taking place at the entrance to Wester Hall Point on Saturday. All right, it starts at 3 p.m. so you could bring the children out. That's taking place this Saturday from 3 p.m. at Wester Hall Point Gap. Right, so right at Wester Hall Point Gap, you're going to hear the music and you're going to see the activities and so on there. So they have the Easter egg hunt and various items, and so they're going to have games and all different things for the children, and so you can take them out to there. That is going to be taking place this Saturday out there at Wester Hall Point from 3 p.m. Nice activity for the children. They're going to like these little thing and them. You could bring them out to that one. All right, nice. Okay, folks, we have roughly about 20 minutes remaining on tonight's program. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside.
Drink a man who used to have so much freedom to speak because he can't live at the man of song so weak. Wade Mark was thunder, Wade Mark was tough. Wade Mark was poor, Wade Mark was rough. But after election, Wade Mark just changed his style. Yeah, Wade Mark now, he just sound like a child. And now since Pandeja, he on driver, he could introduce the breathalyzer. Since he got drunk in the backseat, he acting strange.
It's amazing how people can change.
As they get in power, the plans rearrange.
Yes, folks. So let me see. Let's see. We want to remind people again. Residents of La Colombe, this one is for you. So you all will make your judgment. You all will know who you have to speak to find out, right?
The other thing is somebody made a comment about somebody want to charge us for the houses. Let me allay your fears, brothers and sisters, about these houses inside here. I was in Venezuela, and I heard the Comandante Chavez about 300 meters from where he gave his speech in the presidency, when he declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Hear what I tell you? These houses are gifts to us. Hear what I tell you? I was there. Paid for who? Who had to pay for what? Nobody has to pay for any of these houses here. Shove it in them pipe and let them smoke. Not even, no administration, let us be frank, can charge the people living in these 100 houses inside it, built and donated to the people of Grenada by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela. Nobody had paid for it. We had to pay $2,500 to assist in the documentation and the administrative services, the electricity, the water connection, and so on. Mas nada, nothing else. You hear that? Mas nada. There's another thing, somebody made a comment about somebody want to charge us for the houses. Let me allay your fears, brothers and sisters, about these houses inside here. I was in Venezuela, and I heard the Comandante Chavez about 300 meters from where he gave his speech in the presidency, when he declared to the government and people of Grenada he was making a gift of 100 houses. Hear what I tell you? These houses are gifts to us. Hear what I tell you? I was there. Paid for who? Who had to pay for what? Nobody has to houses here. Put that, listen, shove it in them pipe and let them smoke. Not even, listen, no administration, let us be frank, can charge the people living in this home, these 100 houses inside it, built and donated to the people of Grenada by the Bolivarian government of Venezuela. Nobody will pay for it.
Yeah, so just remember, when they ask you all to pay for it now, just remember, yeah, you all were told that nobody had to pay for it, right? You remember, NNP was there 2013 to 2022, never made you pay for it, yeah? But the people who told you to go and support a particular political party, yeah? The people who told you to go and support a particular political party, have some words with them. Find out from them, yeah? Because some people actually believed what was being said, isn't it?
That is taken away from the people of Lakalum. What is it the people of Lakalum do to be going through all this tribulation? Up to now, we don't even know if we have the house. I hear we have to start paying for it just now. $30-something thousand supposed to be for it. I don't know if that's true.
Maybe the individual needs to go back now and find out from who was telling them that they had to pay $30-something thousand for it. They need to go back to them and find out about that now. Yeah, and tell them, well, we hearing we had to pay $5,000 now and we thought we had to pay nothing.
The people of Lakalum do to be going through all this tribulation. Up to now, we don't even know if we have the house. I hear we have to start paying for it just now. $30-something thousand supposed to be for it. I don't know if that's true or not. So we don't know if it's true, but we would like to know what is our position. We're concerning owning our. So
now they I think all you know is all your position right now. I think everybody is quite aware of what their position is right now in the community there. Everybody, I think by now, knows what is their position. All right, nice. Yeah, I told all you, we had the thing from Lakolom, you know, just, yeah.
Said, I personally was involved in the distribution of the houses in Lakalom. A lot of people don't know that. And the cost of the houses that we charge people were basically to take care of the water and the electricity. This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely.
All you hear that, right? Yeah. Let's hear it again.
Electricity. This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely. What Mr. Rulu said.
I wonder if he's saying to them, to the present administration, now that all you can't charge anybody. We know when he was speaking there, the NNP was in office. But we're wondering if now he's saying the same thing to this NDC administration. And don't try to use that excuse that you're paying for the land. Paying is paying, right? Nice.
This government, present government, can never charge anybody for the houses. The houses were given freely.
Yes, the houses were given freely, right? Nice. So we've heard from them. But again, I think it's time that we hear from the Housing Authority of Grenada. Initially, when people received their document, their letter, their offer letter, they were given a specific time period. In the beginning, I think it was 2 weeks or something, that they had to come back and confirm whether or not they're taking the house and they're securing the funding and so on. That time was changed afterwards. You heard a longer period of time. I can't remember if it was 90 days or whatever was given, which was long gone. Now you're hearing a situation where at this time they're supposed to be going there now to, according to the schedule that was released earlier this week, they're supposed to be going into there now to view. But what we're hearing now is that they're going inside there to actually receive the houses. So let's see what takes place tomorrow, because maybe the Housing Authority of Grenada needs to speak to the people, and don't try to make it just about the Project 500, because it's no longer Project 500. It's supposed to be Project 1000 now, because all you are a year behind. So it's supposed to be now by June last year. And if we say, okay, the first year, let's say we give you the first year to organize to start the project. So we give you a year and we say, okay, we're discounting the first year and we're giving you the first year for you to go and set everything in place for you to actually build the houses and not to build the houses yet, but to come up with the plans and decide where you're going to put it and that sort of thing. Even if you say you give you the first year off, you're still 500 behind. which means it's no longer Project 500. Now it had to be Project 1000 because you're 500 houses behind. Yeah? And folks, while I say this as well, there's something that I saw over the weekend. I don't have it on the system tonight. I may walk with it tomorrow night. I don't have it on the system with me tonight. That disturbs me a bit. And I'll say why it disturbs me. One, I saw a news report in relation to the WASH program from St. David. In my view, I'm saying in my view, if you're going to carry photographers and you're going to carry video cameras into a person's yard to show that you're building a bathroom and toilet for them, all right, all good. But was it really necessary to show the latrine? Was it necessary to show the posy inside the latrine? Was it necessary to embarrass those people to that point? This is the same kind of thing they used to accuse NNP of. One thing, you can't say, oh, see no latrine until with the NNP. But they came and these people went and they videotaped the thing. And they were showing the people latrine outside their house and that kind of thing. How you could do that? One of them, you're seeing the posy, the dirty posy, you're seeing the posy there. And they put this up to the public. Now look, there were bathroom and toilets done in Petit Martinique, Carriacou. The photos, you would see the structure itself. You see the new thing inside. They wouldn't show you what the people were using before. They wouldn't downgrade the people like that. And generally, they wouldn't even show you the house so you know that this was done. That's the person that it was done for and that sort of thing. But they show you that one was done. The same with some that were done in St. David, because this is not the first bathroom and toilet program that's being done in Grenada. Yeah? It is not the first bathroom and toilet program being done in Grenada. St. David had a team of people that were immediately sent home on the NDC assuming office that were going around building bathrooms and toilets for people in various parts of St. David. So this is not the first bathroom and toilet program trying to give the impression that, wow, this is a brand new project. There was never anybody doing bathroom and toilets and getting rid of pit latrines in St. David and we had to come and do it. No, it was being done. The problem is it probably was not being highlighted enough, but it was being done. So the bathroom and toilet program existed before. And if they don't know, they have somebody sitting in between them right now that could tell them that. If they didn't know that there was a program dealing with bathroom and toilets and latrine eradication taking place through various parts of the country. All through St. Andrew, St. George, wherever. There were bathroom and toilet programs taking place where they were building bathroom and toilets for people. So to give the impression that this is a new program. You see, what this government has been doing a lot of is renaming stuff, rebranding it, and then coming with it as though it's something new. Yesterday, they rebranded the CBI into what is the internet, some migration, something or the other. They rebranded it. Maybe they saw a necessity to rebrand it. I don't know. Maybe they see a necessity to rebrand it. Maybe they find that not enough people were coming into the program and they needed to be able to reach more people. So they needed to rebrand it. I personally didn't see a need for it. But I'm not in the industry. Maybe those in the industry could tell me better. Maybe there was a need for rebranding. But what I'm interested in is how much was spent on that rebranding. The company that did the rebranding, is it a company that registered here in Grenada? And who are the principals of that company? And the reason I ask that is because you realize a lot of these things are taking place. And when you follow the money, you realize that the money always leads back to somebody that's sitting in meetings wearing a yellow t-shirt with a red heart on it. You always find, whether it is the WASH program, where you have executive members of the National Democratic Congress directly involved through nation builders, or whether it's other organizations that did things for either the independents or so. And when you check who are the principals, who are the directors, who are the people behind these companies, you realize it's either the wife of or the husband of, or is them themselves. The money always leads back to one or the other of these people. So I'm asking for us to be sure that this isn't happening now when it comes to the rebranding of the CBI unit. Yeah? How much was spent? Yeah? And also, outside of how much was spent, was this just something that, as you does always say with everything now, was an idea of the Prime Minister? Because he's a CBI agent after all. Sume, he's a CBI agent after all. Is it just an idea of the Prime Minister? Or is it that they saw a need, that they were losing market share or so, and they saw a need to rebrand and come again? At least tell us and let us know the company that was involved. We need to know a bit about that company. Sometimes, I might ask a question with already knowing things, but let me ask. We need to know a little bit about the company, yeah? If they are registered here, who are the principals behind it, that kind of thing? Yeah? We need to know that. Because again, follow the money. The money does take you all kind of places. When you follow the money, you just find all who go over cliff, who end up in water, all kind of thing. You just find all kind of thing. Follow the money. Folks, we just about out of time for tonight's program. Just to remind you all again, for the activities for this weekend. Yes, we are on tomorrow. But just reminding you now. All right, so you have that Easter egg hunt out there at Wester Hall Point taking place this Saturday. And you have the Women's Forum that's taking place. Let me just get the location again. The Women's Forum taking place at Uncle's Bar and Lounge in Marquis, St. Andrew. That's going to be taking place this Sunday from 4 p.m. The egg hunt in Wester Hall is from 3. Next week, you have the barbecue next week, Saturday. You have the cake sale next week, Saturday. You have the NNP Big Lime Sunday, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. All right. And the garden party, not this Monday, but the following Monday. All right. So you have all of these activities coming up. Make sure, if you can, that you do make a pass by in at least one of them. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of